guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another music closer look video. Today we're going to be looking at Gary Numan. We're going to be looking at some live box sets from him, because this year we've received two live box sets from Gary Numan. So we're going to look at them both today. One we've already sort of kind of looked at on my channel, but we're going to have a deeper look at that, and the other one is sort of a new one that's just come out. So we're going to include that, and I'll also include a live CD box set of Gary Numan, so we'll go through that as well. So let's not waste any time. Let's have a deep down look at these live releases from Gary Numan. So here we are, guys. So this is the new one that I was talking about. Just let me sit down. This is called Gary Numan 1000. And this is Gary Numan's 1000th live concert, and it's performed at the Electric Ballroom in London. So we're going to be looking at that, and we'll have a closer look at the one that came out before it, called A Perfect Circle Live, which was Gary Numan's concert at Wembley. So we're going to be looking at that, and we'll also look at a live CD box set called Live. So we'll have a look at that, but first of all, let's have a look at the new release. I haven't opened it yet, so please forgive me while I very carefully make a little slit onto the plastic cover. Of course, we're going to try and preserve any stickers, as I always do, so I can pop them on. Yeah, this was recorded at the Electric Ballroom on his 1000th concert. So it's a milestone for him. And this has only just came out last week, or so. Actually came out this week, I believe. Or it might have even been last week. I think there is another sticker. So on the back here we have a set list. This contains I don't know if it's 2 CDs. I think it's 2 CDs and 1 Blu-ray. So we'll pop this back over, and we'll pop this sticker on the front. There we go. So there we go. That's the main thing. So when we open it, you're greeted with this disc, which is the first CD. Sorry guys, this is one of my pet hate packaging. His last release was also in this packaging, and it's an absolute nightmare to try and get these discs in and out. So this one will be disc 2, and at the back will be the Blu-ray release. So that's cool. Alright, so certification of 12. It does obviously come with discs, and it comes with like a built-in booklet. First of all, a little forward in there from Gary Numan, saying 1000, saying he's playing his 1000th show. So that's really cool. Picture of his daughter. I'm sure that's Persia. And we've obviously got pictures of the band, and it lists in here, guys. I think it lists pretty much every sort of concert that he's done, right back from 1979. So this lists every single concert. Would have been a great picture, but once again it's ruined by the actual thing. Picture of Gary with Steve Harris there. You alright, Gary? What's going on there, mate? You building a bridge? So we've got a list of every concert, 1000 concerts. Yeah, the Electric Ballroom is a tiny venue. Well, for Gary Numan it's a small venue anyway. There's Steve and there's Gary. I've met Steve a number of times, good lad. And that's the booklet, so it's just pictures and listings of all the shows. So we'll go through the actual songs that are on this set. So CD1, we have Resurrection, Down in the Park, Haunted, Remind Me to Smile, The Gift, Halo, Metal, My Shadow in Vain, That's Too Bad, and Exile. And on disc 2 we have Splinter, Cars, Is This World Not Enough, In a Dark Place, Here Is the Black, The Chosen, My Name is Ruin, I Die You Die, A Prayer for the Unborn, and of course Our Friends Electric. And the Blu-ray is exactly the same set listing, and it also includes an interview with Gary Numan. So that is the release of 1000, so which is really cool. So we'll move over to his other release, which sort of fits alongside it, which is A Perfect Circle, which there's a story behind this one. Now this was based upon, in 1981 he played Wembley Arena. He did three, or was it two? He did 2 or 3 nights at a farewell concert. I went to the very last night there, and it's his farewell concert because he decided to retire from touring simply because of all the bad publicity he was getting, and obsessed fans and all sorts of crazy things were going on in his life, and he was still so young and he couldn't cope with it. So he did a show back then in 1981, and that was called Micro Music. It got a release here on DVD, which is the full concert there, which we have on DVD, and it also got released as a CD called Living Ornaments 81. So these releases was of that concert, his farewell concert in 1981, which he regretted doing, and since then he's been battling to get back to where he was playing Wembley, and here it is. So he got back to playing at Wembley here at this show, and once again this is a 2 CD set, 2 CDs, and at the reverse is a Blu-ray of the concert. And just like this, it was also a booklet in there, A Perfect Circle by Gary Numan, explaining about the release, and it also has pictures from the show. There's Gary with his 3 daughters there. Had some special guests. Good to see Tim come back on stage. We also, I think Russell Bell and Chris Payne also come and joined, and they were from Gary's original band. There we go. Just as I say, there's Russell Bell. And there's Chris Payne. They were in Gary Numan's original band, and Tubeway Army as well. So it was good to see them come back for this show, because obviously they performed on that memorable concerts way back in that time. And there we go, and that's that. So we'll go through the track listing of this one. It's CD1 has Intruder, Remind Me to Smile, Halo, Metal, Ghost Nation, The Gift, Films, Pure, Resurrection, Down in the Park, Dead Sun Rising, Is This World Not Enough, sounds like a James Bond, still does to me, Every Day I Die, A Black Sun, My Name is Ruin, Cars, Me I Disconnect From You, Love Hurt Bleed, The Chosen, We Are Glass, Joe the Waiter, Me, A Prayer for the Unborn, and Our Friends Electric. And the Blu-ray has exactly the same set listing, but also contains an interview with Gary Numan. So both of these don't have the most different range of recordings in it, but from 2 different venues, so it's going to be great to have them both on the collection. So they are the 2 new releases that have come out this year from Gary Numan. So that's really, really cool. So let's have while we were here, to make the video a little bit more interesting, we'll have a look at this CD box set that I have. Now this CD box set was, you couldn't buy this set like this. The CDs all came out individually, and you could send away for this free box. It's not the best of boxes, it's just like a plastic box, but then again it's better than cardboard because it doesn't deteriorate with time. And these are all re-releases of some of Gary's albums, I think from the Numan catalogue onto Eagle Records. So we'll go through them one by one. This first one is called Live at Shepherd's Bush, and it includes the tracks. Hang on guys, it's getting quite dark, isn't it? So let me try and put a little light on the subject. Give me 1 second. Is that a bit better? Well, it's certainly better for me anyway, because I can have a look at this box set closely. Yes, Live at Shepherd's Bush. I was at this concert, so it's great to have this one. The tracks on this one are Introduction, Down in the Park, Dominion Day, Friends, pure version, Films, A Question of Faith, Vox, Every Day I Die, Dark, You Walk in My Soul. This too has Noise, An Alien Cure, Cars, Absolution, Dead Heaven, Metal, Bleed, Our Friends Electric, Band Introduction, We Are So Fragile, and Joe the Waiter. Yeah, so this is a double disc. I was at this show, which was really cool. A double CD. I think this is 1997, I believe. Can't really see the year on that one, but I'm sure it's 1997. So we'll pop that one back in the box. This next one is from 1984, and this is White Noise. Now this is also being released in the Berserker box set that came out this year. This is White Noise, that's also in that box set from 1984 Hammersmith, and of course I was at this show as well. The track listing on this one is Intro, Berserker, Metal, Me I Disconnect From You, Remind Me to Smile, Sister Surprise, Music for Chameleons, The Iceman Comes, Cold Warning, Down in the Park. Track on disc 2 we have This Prison Moon, I Die You Die, My Dying Machine, Cars, We Take Mystery to Bed, We Are Glass, This Is New Love, My Shadow in Vain, and of course Our Friends Electric. And it also came with the original cover of White Noise there, which is really cool. And it's great to see the old ticket stub. That's fantastic. Yeah, that was from the show that I went to on the Berserker tour. I do have the program for that, if I can put my hands on it. Here it is there. Here's the Berserker one, signed by Gary, says, for Joff and Gary Numan. So this was the tour program of that show. These were rife in tour programs. Pretty much every band did a tour program back then. So it's really cool. There's the old lineup. See, with Russell Bell and Chris Payne there. And Gary's brother there on the end. So yeah, cool. Advert for the plan, about the show, and the support bands of the tour. So that was cool. So yeah. So White Noise is in that set. Next up we have, I think this one is called Dream Corrosion, which is also in London, I believe, which I was also at. Very cool. Also, once again, it's got the original release of Dream Corrosion cover on there. The track listing on this one was Mission, Machine and Soul, Outland, Me I Disconnect From You, We Are So Fragile, Repeat, Shame, Films, Dream Killer, Down in the Park, My World Storm, The Mac Man, Generator, and Noise. And on disc 2 we had Cars, Vox, You Are In My Vision, It Must Have Been Years, That's Too Bad. Both really old tracks, those two. Remind Me to Smile, I'm an Agent, Our Friends Electric, My Breathing, which I love. It's probably one of my favourite tracks on this set. I Don't Believe, Bombers, Joe the Waiter, and We Are Glass. So that's really, really cool. And it tells you on there, free collection case. Please see inside for details. This is the collection case. Next up we have Ghost. Once again, this was on the Greatest Hits tour of an album called Expedition. I don't think I was at this show. I don't think I was, for some strange reason. But this has tracks Ghosts, Call Out the Dogs, I Die, You Die, Creatures, I Can't Stop, Me I Disconnect From You, tracks, the Mac Man, My Breathing, Cars, and on the next disc we have Metal, Sister Surprise, My Disease, I think it's called there. I can't read the writing. So We Take Mystery to Bed, We Are Glass, Our Friends Electric, Down in the Park, My Shadow in Vain, and then Berserker. This was from 1987. I was at this show. I think this is Hammersmith. I can't see the writing. Does it say Hammersmith there, guys? I think it does down there. If it was, I was at that show, because I thought one of these was from Manchester, but it might have just been me. But yes, I was at this show too. So that's cool. Dark Light is next up. This one is, I think it's sort of 90, guys, I can't remember the year now. 93, 94, something like that. But I was at this tour. I've got the program for this one, I believe, as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does down here. Recorded at Hammersmith, yeah, on the 12th of November 1994. So I went far off. This contains Pray, A Question of Faith, I Dream of Wires, Noise, Noise, Listen to the Siren, Every Day I Die, Desire, Friends, Scar, Magic, praying for the Aliens, Replicas, and Mean Street. And on disc 2 we have Stormtrooper in Drag, which is a Paul Gardner song, Deadliner, Bleed, The Dream Police, I Die, You Die, The Hunter, which I think is from Berserker, Remind Me to Smile, Our Friends Electric, Do You Need the Service, Love and Napalm, Joe the Waiter, and I Am the Agent. So that's another great one. And again, it's got the original cover there from its original release. And last but not least is Scarred. Or is it called Sacred? I can't remember. But I think it says Scarred. This is from the Pure Tour at Brixton, which I was at. I think it's 95, was it? Or no, 2001, is it? 2001? I can't remember, guys. My years, does it say on here? 2000, so I went far off. The track listing on Scarred is Intro, Pure, Me I Disconnect From You, The Angel Wars, My Jesus, Films, Magic, Rip, Cars, Metal. I'm sorry, guys, I'm just struggling to read the writing on it. I can't read that title, but it's Down in the Park. I'm sure it's Little Natural before Down in the Park. This Wreckage, Dead Heaven, I Can't Breathe, Our Friends Electric, A Prayer for the Unborn, Listen to My Voice, Replicas, Observer, Dance, and then Tracks. Great set. This, I think, had a re-release, and it's like, I don't know if it's been remastered, but I think it's had a re-release into a gatefold sort of sleeve, like a kind of like cardboard one. So there we go. So there we are. We looked at 3 live box sets from Gary Numan, a CD one of some classic concerts through the years, and then we've got the 2 live CD and Blu-rays from this year's releases. So they are a closer look at 3 Gary Numan box sets. So there we go, guys. That's a closer look at 3 live Gary Numan sets. Now, sorry if some of my information is wrong, but the live CD box set is really important to me, just because I was pretty much at all those shows. So that's really, really cool. Just give me 1 second, guys. This phone's just about to die. So excuse me. There we go. Yeah, so they're really so important to me, because I was at every single show in that set. They're all recorded in London, and then after that Gary seemed to record a lot of his live stuff from Manchester. That's why I got a bit confused, because when you look at his Hope Bleeds and live albums that came after that, they were pretty much like a Manchester recordings, which is good. But obviously now we've got 2 new London, so this should have been called the Gary Numan London shows because obviously the 2 new ones are also in London. Really, really cool. Great set. Now, I've watched the Perfect Circle, and it's fantastic. Really, really cool. The sound quality is amazing, and obviously the picture quality is superb. I still prefer micro music. That's my era. Gary, between sort of 79 to 80, I'll go as far as say 85, because I really like the Fury in that as well album. So that was my favourite era of Gary Numan, those sort of years between 79 and 85, and obviously since then his career went through a sort of a low patch when he tried to introduce too many instruments to his music, and it just got very complicated. But then he found his way again when he met his wife Gemma, and I think she might have helped put him back on the right tracks. And he then went a more darker, deeper sound into a sort of semi-gothic, very industrial kind of sound, which he still performs today. I'm hopefully going to see Gary Numan this week. He's playing in Leeds. I've just got to figure out my train times to try and get back. It's not looking good, and if I can't get back, I can't go. But then Gary is playing 10 minutes from my house in July next year, and I've been granted leave at work to attend that, so that's fantastic. So if I don't get to this one, I'll get to that one next year. So although I'll be gutted, I won't be too upset because of that, but I'm going to put every effort in to try and go. Even if I have to leave early, I will go and try and see him. And if I do, I will try and do a little review. I probably won't film anything, or I might try and take a couple of pictures when I'm there, but we just have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming into this video. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for some more music content. Cheers.